Hello. So today I wanted to share with you something that is very, very valuable for you, in my opinion, especially if you're using Stripe. So it's something that I discovered yesterday, thanks to Peter Levels. He pretty much shared something I didn't know about Stripe. And what I'm talking about is something that will save you a lot of headaches, a lot of money, and a lot of time. And I'm obviously talking about the most annoying thing that you can get on when you're using Stripe, and it's dispute or chargebacks. And what that is pretty much when people are asking their payment, their credit card to cancel a payment and labeling it as fraudulent. And often that happens with Stripe nowadays online with people that they do what is called card testing. And what card testing is pretty much people that either steal credit card or test credit card numbers at a huge scale to see which credit card number, which combination would go through. Um, so that is not pleasant to deal with when you're a business owner and you're just trying to make a living and you're just trying to be kind to everyone, but then you get screwed over. So let me show you what I'm talking about exactly. So Peter Level yesterday shared this tweet, how to avoid dispute before they happen. So you can use Stripe webhook with early fraud warnings to know when like a Visa or MasterCard credit card would label you as fraudulent, and then you auto refund and you delete the user and customer. So I kind of added my own twist to it, and I wanted to share it with you so you can see how I've done it as well. All right. So just circling back before, I just wanted to share with you a story of kind of something that happened to me, and that's why I think it's very important for any business. So that person, Robin Rhodes, is in my opinion just a fake person or just a person that exists that has multiple credit cards. I don't know if it's a real person, but it doesn't matter. That person was blocked by Stripe at first by using a lot of the credit card that didn't work, and then that person used a an email that I don't know if it's a real email or not to subscribe to Scribbler, and that failed and it got the log payment canceled. Okay, good. But then a person tried with multiple other credit cards with a temporary email, same name, and then different locations for that. So that was very suspicious to me. But then the payment went through. So I guess I even contacted Stripe support and asked them like, should I just refund it? What should I do? And I tried to email the person and I never got any response, so I just left it there. But then what happened? I got a chargeback, so I got a dispute. What it means, more exactly. So for a 9 USD dollar payment, you usually have a $25 chargeback fee. So that means that I lost more money than if I would have refunded the person. I would have lost $9 if I would have refunded the person and canceled their subscription. But instead, what happened is I literally had to pay out of pocket, um, you know, $9 plus 25. So let's do a quick calculation. That's $34. Not fun, right? So that's because it was disputed, and because I already thought it was suspicious, I accepted the dispute right away. And what could I do? I could have disputed it, but maybe I did a mistake and I accepted the dispute. Maybe not. I don't know. But I just didn't want to have to deal with it. But then, thanks to Peter Level again, I put in place a system that would save me a lot of headache in the future, and I'm going to share that with you. So the way that it works is I use a platform called Pabbly. That's an equivalent of Zapier. And the reason why I prefer Pabbly over Zapier is because if you look at Pabbly Connect, hopefully it's gonna go in the website maybe. If you go on Pabbly, if you look at their Pabbly Connect product, hopefully, yeah, perfect. And you look at the pricing somewhere. There we go. Is definitely much more affordable than I'm not sure if that's the right one. Anyway, it's definitely more affordable than Zapier. Yeah, there we go. Like 50,000 tasks, it's $59, and Zapier, just for pure fun, if I would be to do like 50,000, oh wow, I don't even know if we can do that. Can we do that? Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's like, let's even say that it's USD. That's still so much more expensive per month. That's like crazy. Like 350 instead of like 360 instead of 60 per month. It's literally 300 more $300 more expensive. So that's the beauty of Zapier, and the reason why Zapier can be so cheap in a way, or so affordable, is because they use mostly webhooks. And the difference between webhooks and API is that webhooks only send data and receive data when there's something happening, while API always kind of call the the platform and ask, is there any update? Is there any update? Is there any update? And that is very costly on an infrastructure level. So that's why platforms like Zapier and any platform that use more API is more costly because there's more requests being done. That being said, let's dive right into it. So the way I've done the webhook is I have my webhook here. I have the event. I received the event. So basically, in my Stripe account, I created a webhook. I went in developer webhook, add endpoint. I've added the endpoint here. Come on. I've added the endpoint here, like the URL, probably. And then I have added the description, and then I've selected radar, early fraud warning, created, not updated. I want created because I want to be warned when there's one that is created. And then I click on add events, and then you just save. All right, so and then you can, the way to test it, if you don't know, you go back, you use a product. For example, I have like some test products here, and then you have Stripe card test, yeah, test cards. There we go. And then you use yeah, this one, early fraud. Is this number here? So yeah, that's what you need to use when you make a transaction in your Stripe product, and then that will trigger this webhook, and then you will receive that information here. Once this is done, that's the very first step to do. Once this is done, you can see that you have here the charge ID and you have the payment intent ID. With that, what you do, you um, you know use the API system, then you use a get to get the information, then you put the charge ID here in the URL, you put your bearer details for the to access the API, the content type, and then that will give you, content. So that will give you what are the details of the charge. So you have the charge ID here, but then you have $3, and then you have all of the details. You have postal code, the email. You have pretty much all of the transaction details. You have which customer was it, etc. Once this is done, you want to get you want to refund that charge. So you use the post with an encoded form data. You call this API address, and then you add the authorization bearer, and then you add the charge detail. What is the charge ID? So you add the charge ID here in terms of parameter, and then you add another, like, again, they're all just to let you know, they're all API. Then you add another API with another post, which is the fun part. So if I resume just before going too far, so right now we got the notification that there's a soon to be or potential fraudulent payment, and you're notified by it. So then you can take action on it, like made with stolen card, for example, this one. And then what you do here, you get the charge details, And with the charge details, you refund it. So that step here is like is to refund it. That's what will issue the refund. And you can even see here, refund, and that's it, succeeded. And then here, uh, that's the important step. So if we go back to our levels IO, so we completed the webhook, we completed the auto refund. Now what he did was delete user or customer account, which I don't want to do because I like to kind of keep track of the customers unless they're just useless, but especially customers where that would do a dispute, things like that. I think I like to keep that as like kind of a history of who is who. And with that, what I do, that's the important part. So in Stripe, you have what is called, if you go in payment, fraud, risk. Again, if I would need to go here, customer that I got this one, you have actions here. Wait, let's say that this one, this payment here. When you go to the payment that that was marked like as fraudulent, you can see here like receive early fraud warning. You can do two things. You can allow this or you can block this. And that's what I want to do. Instead of deleting, I want to add that, like that customer, so the email, as well as the credit card fingerprint as blocklist. So when you click on blocklist, you can choose, few things. You can choose like fingerprint, email, customer ID. You can do more than that, but I think that just email and fingerprint, card fingerprint is enough to start with. And yeah, so that will add them to two things. That would add them to card fingerprint block list and email block list here. That's what we want to do. So let's say that I want to go and email block list. So as you can see, there's a like an ID here. You have like radar list, and then you have this ID here. That is important for you to keep and use. So for example, if I use the when I use the API to add someone to a block list, that's what you want to do. You add, this post encoded form data, with this URL, value list items. You add the headers, with the bear, and the value, the parameters. You have value list, which is exactly this list ID, and then you have the value, which is because this one is an email list. You want to send the email, and then you do the same thing, but for the other list. So you do the same thing here, but but in that case, you would use the card fingerprint block list. So you use the card fingerprint block list. And that's what you would put here. And then you add the value of the card fingerprint. And that card fingerprint comes from, if I'm correct, comes from the very early webhook, I believe. Or no, actually, no, my bad. It's from the charge. When you get the charge detail, that's when you get all of the details of like the credit card, and you get like, payment method details, card fingerprint. There you go. That's where you get this. So that is pretty much it. That is how you prevent any type of, fraud dispute and automate the entire process so you don't have to worry about it. So you get, that system gets a notification, it refunds, it blocks the customer credit card, so you don't have to worry about that person anymore or that credit card anymore. You're just like, this is it. That's it. It's finished. No more try to dispute. No more money lost. And as Peter Levels said in his tweet, because the transaction, the charge is already refunded, there's nothing to dispute. So you're cleared. You're safe. You don't have headaches. You don't have money lost. You're happy, and you can move on without having to worry about it. You can be on the beach if you want, and that will happen in the background. So bye all of those card testers, and that is it. All right, so that's pretty much it for the entire flow on how you can do that, why it's important, and yeah, why you should have that implemented in your business. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. If you appreciated this video, definitely give any type of appreciation, whatever it is, subscription, follow, uh, you know, thumbs up, like, whatever it is, whatever you feel like it, let me know. And we see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.